What's up, guys? This is going to be that video on how to fix your MBR settings in case something crazy were to have happened. Um, for instance, I got hacked by Peggle Crew, so my MBR settings were kind of confumbled up and whatnot. Luckily, they didn't delete anything on your system. If you did run into that, they're malware, but yeah, if you do have any type of virus or something that prevents you from getting into your computer, this is going to be kind of a tutorial on how to fix it if it says anything about an MBR issue. Um, Also, sorry about my mic. It's not the best. Anyways, first thing you're going to need is an install CD. And then if later on in the tutorial you'll probably need a computer, another computer, and a flash drive just in case you run into the last issue, but you most likely won't. First thing you want to do is boot up your computer through your CD via going to your BIOS and changing your boot order to have your CD show up as first. So the way you get your BIOS is when your computer starts up, there's going to be a few messages on the bottom before that that first screen that you see that kind of flashes away real quick. It's usually going to be F8, but basically just go and press that a couple of times, and whenever you get to this screen, it'll be like a blue screen. It looks really similar to this. Just click on boot, change boot order, and as long as your CD is in there, it should show that. Have that as the first option, and then restart your computer. It'll boot up, it'll open up your CD, and you should get to this screen up here. Actually, it'll show your language, and just choose whatever language, and then after that, don't install Windows, don't do anything crazy like that. Just find this here option, repair your computer. If that doesn't show up, click cancel when it says install Windows, and it should bring you to this screen, and then click this. It'll bring up this menu. Unless you have a restore file, you won't have anything in here. Most people probably will have something in here, but if you don't, just click on this bottom bullet, click next, and then click cancel again, and it'll take you to this screen. If you do have a restore, you can try that, but I wouldn't try that just yet. First thing you want to do is try to do startup repair. This should take about maybe like 8 or 10 minutes, and it'll restart your computer. Well, it'll tell you to restart your computer after it's done. Restart your computer. If that doesn't fix it, if it well, whenever you restart your computer, either take your CD out of your computer first, or go back into the BIOS, change the settings back to having your hard drive as the first thing, and then boot up, so that way you actually boot from your hard drive. And then if that works, then good. Sometimes that'll work, not all the time it will, but that's the first thing I want you to try. Next, if that doesn't work, get back to the screen, so boot up your CD and go through all that crap again, and then click on command prompt. When you do, this black box will open up. Just type in there bootrec / fix MBR, just like it shows up here. Spacing, casing, everything. This exact thing. This is just one space, by the way, and then it's just that, nothing else, right? And then you can restart your computer from there if it says that the operation was completed successfully. Another thing you can try, if you get back and it says something crazy, like it still says MBR settings are messed up, whatever, you can do this right here, which is write a new boot sector. So you would just go back into this menu again through all that other process, and then type boot rec fix boot, and it should also say operation completed successfully. Now, after that, um, definitely after the fix boot and then fix MBR thing, uh, your MBR settings should be back to default, which means that everything should be working fine. If there's any chance that your computer all of a sudden says error loading operating system, error, or it says operating system not found, invalid partition table, reboot and select proper boot device, yada yada yada, or something along the lines of no hard drive found, and then it'll give you a bunch of information. Um, the next thing you want to do is you want to do these steps, and I'll have a link in the description to both of these web pages. Um, I found an initial fix, which is the one that I used on Microsoft's support page, but I have not been able to find it again. Go back to the command prompt again, and this time the first thing you want to do is you want to type in bootrec rebuild bcd, press enter, and then type fix mbr, enter, fix reboot, enter, the same thing. Make sure it all has bootrec at the beginning of it, by the way, and then restart your computer again. And if that for some reason doesn't work at that point, you go on to this, which gets real crazy. Get back to the CD, go to command prompt, in disk part, it'll take away your cursor for a second. It'll say Microsoft disk part version, whatever version you have, copyright, whatever thing, and then whatever computer. It'll change your thing probably from C drive or whatever drive to disk part. Type in list volume, or no, not list volume. Type in list disk, and it'll show you disk 0, 1, 2, or C, D, E, whatever. It'll probably show you either disk D or disk 0. This will be your CD. If you do find whichever disk it's on, then exit out of the thing. But if it doesn't show you at first, so you can see what CD or whatever drive has all your Windows folders in it, you want to type in, and it doesn't, sadly it doesn't say it on this tutorial like it does on the Microsoft website, but you want to type in, while it still says disk part and this symbol, you want to type in I forget what it was. I think you go start with letter A and then do, I believe it's /Windows, and then go through the entire alphabet except skip X, don't do X, and whichever one of the disks most likely is going to be D, Windows. Whichever one of these actually shows information and doesn't say disk not found or something like that, keep in mind that letter. Then you want to go back, just exit out of disk part, so just type in exit and it'll take disk part away. Type in whatever drive your CD was on, type in cd boot directory, and after you do that, it'll take and when you type in cd boot, I believe it's gonna open up the CD, and then when you type in directory, it should allow you to move stuff over. Then you just want to type in bootsec space this is this and this, right? Just type this exact thing. Make sure you don't mess up any numbers, anything crazy. Type in that. what that'll do is it'll fix your system32 folder, which is the main reason why an operating system isn't found. And then press enter, and then restart your computer. Just exit or whatever, and then restart your computer, and everything should be fixed at that point. But real quick before I forget, make sure if you have the problem where your hard drive disappeared, which was actually my issue, you want to have another computer and a flash drive, so that way you can reactivate your partition. Basically, go find on another computer, find MiniTool, and there's a certain version that'll allow you to make a bootable flash drive. You want to download that version. That's the website I'm on right now. It shows you how to make your flash drive into a bootable flash drive, but I think there's a specific download for it. But yeah, just find that and change your flash drive to that, and load your computer up via that flash drive. And when you're in there, one of these things, it'll look kind of like this, and it'll just be this screen. Basically, if your hard drive has disappeared, most likely it's still there, it's just inactive. You want to click on it here, it'll probably be grayed out. Go to properties, I believe, and then in there it'll allow you to activate hard drive. Just click that, do whatever. It'll probably find random files, most likely MBR files that are corrupt or whatever, and it should, I believe, replaces them with the default ones. And then after that, restart your computer and your hard drive should show up again, and it should load up to the starting window screen or whatever. And yeah, if you do run into any other issues, just leave a comment, and I'll try to figure out what's going on and help you out with that. But that's mainly how you fix your MBR settings. If I ever do find that site that I found before, which was really helpful, which was on Microsoft's official site, so it's not like it was one of these random sites, I'll definitely leave that in the description as well. And yeah, till next we meet.